This person is not talking to you because. Gentle soul, pause for a moment. Let your breath soften. Let your heart exhale. Because this message is reaching you now for a reason, and you are not here by accident. There is something your spirit needs to hear, and Archangel Michael is watching over you with quiet, unwavering light. You may feel distance right now. Someone's silence may echo louder than words. You may be wondering why they are not speaking, why the connection feels frozen in time, why the thread between you suddenly went still. But listen gently. This silence is not punishment. This silence is not rejection of your worth. This silence is not a sign that you are forgotten. Sometimes, when a person stops speaking, it is because heaven is asking you to listen differently. Listen not with your ears, but with your spirit. Archangel Michael whispers, you are protected. You are guided. You are not walking through uncertainty alone. Every unanswered message, every delayed response, every moment of waiting, is being wrapped in divine protection, to ensure that only what is meant for your peace remains in your life. This person is not talking to you because there is something sacred happening in the unseen. Their path and your path are being adjusted, realigned, rewoven. Sometimes distance is allowed not to break you, but to bless you. There are moments when heaven pauses communication so that you may rediscover your own voice, your own worth, your own strength. Because you are not meant to beg to be understood. You are not meant to chase love. You are not meant to feel small in order to be seen. If they stepped back, it may be because their soul is still learning. It may be because they are healing. It may be because timing is still unfolding. Or, it may be because God gently closed a door that would have brought you silent storms. And Archangel Michael stands beside you, softly reminding, nothing meant for you will ever require you to shrink yourself. Listen to the deeper truth beneath the silence. You have grown. You are becoming more aware, more awake, more aligned with the life heaven is shaping for you. And sometimes, when your spirit begins to rise, not everyone can rise with you. Not because they are unworthy, but because your season is changing. And this pause, this silence, this distance, is part of that sacred shift. Release the grip of worry. Loosen the knot of anxiety. Let go of the thoughts that keep circling your heart. You are safe. Archangel Michael surrounds you with protection, like a calm shield of light. Feel it wrapping around your energy, settling your thoughts, softening your chest, lifting your spirit. There is nothing you need to push, nothing you need to force, nothing you need to chase. What is real, what is meant, what is blessed, will meet you in peace. The right people will not disappear. They will gravitate toward your light, not away from it. Your worth is unchanged. Your heart is seen. Your tears do not go unnoticed. Heaven is aware of what you do not say. And God's timing is not late. It is precise, intentional, perfect. Archangel Michael reminds you gently. Sometimes love pauses so that you may remember that you are whole even without constant reassurance. Sometimes silence arrives so you can return home to yourself, to your center, to your truth. And in that stillness, you begin to see clearly. You realize you deserve communication that honors you. You realize you deserve presence, not confusion. You realize you deserve patience, not emotional distance. There is nothing wrong with you. You are simply awakening. Your heart is learning discernment. Your soul is learning boundaries. Your spirit is learning trust. And trust means this: you no longer panic when someone steps back. You no longer chase down answers. You no longer fear the unknown. Instead, you breathe. You surrender. You let life unfold. You trust that if they are meant to walk with you, they will return with clarity, with intention, with emotional honesty. And if they do not, you will still rise. Because your story does not end in abandonment. Your worth is not measured in response time. Your value is not determined by attention. You are divinely created, divinely guarded, divinely guided. The universe is rearranging connections in your life to protect your peace and to prepare your future. Let your heart soften into surrender. Say quietly within yourself, I release what is not aligned with me. I trust the timing of my life. I am safe. I am guided. I am loved. Feel the calm entering your spirit. Archangel Michael places a shield of light before you, so that only what carries love, respect, honesty, and truth can enter your space. Every unanswered message is being transformed. Every quiet moment is being filled with grace. Every unknown outcome is being held in divine care. What is meant for you will speak clearly. What is right for you will stay grounded. What is true for you will never fear communication. Be patient with the unfolding. Your heart is learning strength without hardness, softness without fragility, faith without fear. And when the right voice returns, or the right soul arrives, you will recognize it by the peace it brings, not the confusion it causes. Until then, rest in the knowing that you are never alone. Heaven is near. Protection surrounds you. Guidance lights your way. Breathe in trust. Breathe out worry. And remember, silence is not the end of your story. It is simply a chapter of becoming stronger, wiser, and more connected to God's love. Now receive this blessing. May your heart be calm. May your mind be clear. May your spirit feel protected. May peace walk beside you. May courage rise within you. And may you always remember, you are guided. You are safe. You are loved. Stay with me here, in this quiet space of understanding. There is something sacred unfolding beneath the surface of your life, something the human eye cannot yet perceive, yet the soul can feel. Archangel Michael stands beside you still, a calm guardian of light, reminding you gently that this season of silence is not a void, but a vessel carrying lessons, healing, and divinely timed alignment toward you. When a person stops speaking, the silence often reveals truths words could not. Perhaps their heart was uncertain. Perhaps they were afraid of real closeness. Perhaps they were guided elsewhere, for now. Or perhaps, heaven is simply protecting you from conversations that would have slowly chipped away at your peace. Sometimes God removes voices not to isolate you, but to restore you. Not to punish you, but to redirect you. Not to take love away, but to teach you what true love should feel like: steady, open, clear, safe. And if you feel sadness, let it rise. Let it move gently through you. Let every unspoken feeling breathe. You do not need to hide your tenderness. Your heart is not too much. Your love is not too deep. Your sincerity is not a burden. You are simply someone who loves with devotion, and heaven honors that. Archangel Michael whispers, your heart is sacred ground. Only those who can walk gently will remain upon it. The person who is silent now is on their own journey. A journey of awakening, perhaps. A journey of ego and healing. A journey of choosing, learning, growing. But their silence does not define you. It simply reveals what stage their spirit currently lives in. And your journey, dear soul, is different. Yours is a path of awakening, of learning how to stand in your worth, of knowing when to hold on, and when to let go with grace. Every moment of confusion is slowly being replaced by clarity. Every doubt you carry is being lifted. Every question about why is being transformed into trust. Because heaven sees ahead. Heaven sees the moments you do not yet know exist. The smiles, the breakthroughs, the peace, the relief, the blessings prepared for your future. And so, sometimes people fade, so that your spirit may rise toward what is truly meant. Let the silence soften your heart, not harden it. Let it refine your wisdom, not your worry. Let it deepen your trust, not your doubt. God's timing is gentle, yet precise. Always on purpose. never random, never careless. And when the time is right, what is meant for you will not fear honesty, will not disappear in uncertainty, will not hesitate to choose you. Until then, this is your season of strengthening, a season where you learn to speak kindly to yourself, to treat your heart as sacred, to honor your emotional truth, to walk with faith instead of fear. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are learning to choose yourself. You are not abandoned. You are being aligned. You are not forgotten. You are being guided. You are not losing love. You are moving toward real love. Feel the peace of this truth settling into your spirit. Archangel Michael surrounds you with protective light, like a warm cloak wrapped gently upon your shoulders. You are safe to let go of expectations that hurt you. You are safe to release what no longer honors your soul. You are safe to trust the unfolding of your life. And one day soon, you will look back at this season and realize, it was never silence. It was sacred redirection. Now receive this gentle blessing. May your heart remain soft, even when the world feels distant. May your trust grow stronger than your fear. May your spirit rest peacefully in divine timing. And may you always remember, you are guided. You are protected. You are deeply, endlessly loved. Rest here a little longer, in the soft glow of understanding. The silence you are experiencing is not an empty hallway of echoes. It is a sacred classroom, where your soul is learning how to stand gently, yet firmly, in its truth. Archangel Michael remains beside you, steady as the horizon, quiet as faith itself, reminding you that nothing in your life is random, wasted, or overlooked. Even this distance has purpose. Sometimes, when a person stops speaking, it is heaven's way of clearing the noise so you can hear your own heart again. Because there was a time you lowered your voice just to keep peace. There was a time you swallowed your needs so you would not lose someone. There was a time you accepted confusion and called it connection. But your soul has grown wiser now. Silence opens a doorway to self, truth. And that truth says, you deserve presence. You deserve clarity. You deserve steady love. Not the kind that drifts in and out. Not the kind that speaks only when it is convenient. Not the kind that leaves you questioning your own worth. Archangel Michael speaks softly. You were never meant to chase emotional crumbs when you were created for banquet-level love. This pause, this quiet distance, is not rejection. It is protection. Protection from uncertainty. Protection from compromise of self. Protection from emotional imbalance. And it is also protection for them. Because sometimes another soul is not yet prepared to meet you at the level of truth your heart now lives in. They may still be searching. They may still be guarded. They may still be learning what love truly means. And so heaven allows space, not to break bonds, but to prevent unnecessary wounds. Trust this process, even when it feels unclear. Each day, you are being guided back to the center of your being, to that quiet place inside where peace lives, and God's voice whispers, "You are mine. You are loved. You are safe." Let the silence be a sanctuary rather than a storm. This is the season where your spirit regains balance, where you remember how to breathe without tension, where you remember the simplicity of being enough, just as you are. No proving, no performing, no pleasing, just being. And in this being, you rise. Slowly, gently, without forcing, without chasing, without clinging. You rise into self-trust. You rise into calm faith. You rise into quiet courage. Archangel Michael shields your heart, so that only sincerity, respect, honesty, and spiritual alignment enter your life. And you begin to see that silence is sometimes the most honest answer. If someone was meant to stay, they would not disappear from what is real. If someone values you, their actions will show it without you having to remind them. And the ones who do not, fade. Not because you are unworthy, but because you are evolving. Your spirit is stepping into a new chapter, and not every character is meant to continue forward. Let go gently. Honor your feelings, but trust the unfolding path. Because one day, someone will speak to you with presence, with devotion, with truth. Their words will not vanish. Their energy will not waver. Their heart will not run. They will stay, and you will understand why silence had to teach you first. Until that day, walk with peace. Say this blessing softly: I trust the silence. I trust the timing. I trust the guidance over my life. My heart is protected. My future is safe. I am loved beyond measure. And with every step forward, know this truth: you are never alone. Heaven walks beside you. Archangel Michael guards your path. And love, true love, divine love, will always find its way to you without force, without fear, without confusion. You are guided. You are protected. You are deeply, endlessly loved. Let your spirit rest here a little longer, as if time itself has softened just for you. There is still more your heart is ready to hear. Archangel Michael remains near, calm and luminous, a guardian of gentle truth. His presence is not loud, not demanding, but steady, like the quiet strength you are slowly discovering within yourself. Silence has become your unexpected teacher, and though its lessons do not shout, they shape you in sacred ways. Because in this stillness, you are being guided to notice something beautiful. You are beginning to return to yourself. There was a time you wrapped your world around another person's presence. A time you waited for their message to validate your worth. A time your happiness felt fragile, dependent on whether they remembered you. But this season is gently undoing that. Not through force, not through pain, but through awakening. You are remembering that your light was never meant to dim in the shadow of someone else's uncertainty. And Archangel Michael whispers, your heart is sacred. It must never be placed in hands that tremble with confusion. If someone has gone quiet, it may be because they were not ready to meet your openness with their own. Or perhaps they were never meant to walk the full length of your journey, only a chapter. And that is okay. Not every soul is meant to stay. Some arrive to teach us. Some arrive to awaken us. Some arrive to show us our strength by leaving us with silence. But none of them have the power to erase your worth. Heaven would never allow that. This pause, this distance, this unanswered moment, it is realigning your path toward peace, toward balance, toward stillness, toward love that does not waver. You may still feel longing sometimes. You may still miss the voice that once felt familiar. You may still wonder what could have been. And that is human. That is allowed. That is tender truth. But beneath the ache, something else is forming. Strength without hardness. Grace without denial. Trust without conditions. You are learning to release without bitterness. To let go without resentment. To bless the past without clinging to it. And as you do, Archangel Michael surrounds you with quiet protection, so you do not collapse into self-blame or self-doubt. Because this story was never about someone going silent. It was always about you rising into emotional freedom. You are discovering that your value does not echo in someone else's response. Your worth does not fade in someone else's absence. Your light does not dim when someone walks away. Instead, you shine brighter, not out of pride, but out of truth. And when love returns in the right form, it will not arrive with confusion. It will not arrive with doubt. It will not arrive with silence. It will speak clearly. It will choose you. It will stay. Until then, you are being guided to fall gently into trust. Trust that you are seen. Trust that you are guided. Trust that your future is cradled in divine care. Release the weight you were never meant to hold. Breathe deeply. Let your soul soften. Let your heart rest. Say this blessing quietly: I trust what leaves and I trust what stays. What is meant for me will arrive in peace. My heart is safe. My spirit is guided. My path is blessed. And as you move forward, remember, silence did not break you. It refined you. It taught you discernment. It taught you courage. It taught you trust. And beneath every lesson was love, the eternal love of God, watching over you with infinite tenderness. You are guided. You are protected. And you are always, always loved. Remain here, gently, as if your soul is being wrapped in a quiet blanket of light. There is still more unfolding, more understanding, more calm. Archangel Michael stays near, watchful and serene, his presence like a steady flame that refuses to flicker no matter how dark the room becomes. You are safe here. The silence you are facing is not a void, it is a mirror showing you how deeply you have grown, how beautifully you have learned to stand in your truth, how bravely you are beginning to choose peace over uncertainty. Because once, you would have chased, you would have begged for answers, you would have held on even when your heart felt unseen. But now, something within you has changed, softly, quietly, gracefully. You no longer wish to be half-chosen. You no longer wish to live in the waiting room of someone else's indecision. You no longer wish to silence your needs just to keep someone close. And heaven honors that. Archangel Michael watches with gentle pride, seeing your soul blossom into sovereignty. He whispers to your heart, you are learning that real love does not arrive in fragments. Real love does not hide behind silence. Real love does not ask you to disappear so it can stay. And so, the divine has allowed this pause, not to hurt you, but to help you, to clear what is unsure, to release what is unstable, to protect your sacred emotional space. Sometimes the quiet is God's way of saying, there is more for you, more peace, more trust, more alignment, more truth. The silent space between you and this person is not empty. It is filled with lessons of worth. And slowly, you are receiving them. You are beginning to understand that you do not have to plead to be understood. You do not have to chase to be valued. You do not have to shrink to be kept. Your heart was never meant to live in confusion. And if someone cannot meet your soul with honesty, heaven will gently guide them out of your emotional center, so there is room for what truly aligns. This season is teaching you surrender. Not the surrender of defeat, but the surrender of trust. Trust that what leaves was never meant to break you. Trust that what stays will honor you. Trust that what arrives will speak clearly. Archangel Michael wraps your spirit in protective calm, so you do not need to carry fear anymore. Let the questions fall away. Let the tension melt. Let your breath soften. Because even without closure, you are allowed to heal. Even without explanation, you are allowed to move forward. Even without their voice, you are allowed to choose peace. And one day, when you look back, you will see, this silence was actually the moment you came home to yourself. You will smile, not out of pride, but out of gratitude, because what once hurt eventually became your awakening. And love, the real, aligned, mutual love meant for your life, will not arrive through confusion. It will bring stillness, not storms, warmth, not doubt, consistency, not silence. Until then, walk gently, honor your heart, honor your growth, honor the journey, and whisper this blessing, I release what confuses me, I welcome what brings peace. My heart is guided. My soul is protected. My future is blessed. Know this truth always. You are seen. You are guided. You are protected. And through every quiet space in your life, love, true, divine, unwavering love, is still surrounding you, holding you, leading you gently forward. You are deeply, endlessly loved. Stay with this quiet unfolding, as if the night sky itself has leaned closer just to listen to your heart. There is still more wisdom resting softly within this silence. Archangel Michael remains near, not as a distant figure, but as a calm presence standing beside your spirit, steady, protective, and filled with gentle strength. You are not walking this alone. This season of silence has shaped you more deeply than you may realize. It has taught you how to sit with uncertainty without losing yourself. It has taught you how to feel your emotions fully without drowning in them. It has taught you that your peace must be rooted within, not held hostage by someone else's voice. And slowly, you are becoming someone new, more aware, more anchored, more aligned. The quiet that once felt unbearable has become a place where you meet God and your own soul face to face. And Archangel Michael whispers softly, what you thought was emptiness was actually sacred ground. Because sometimes, when a person stops speaking, they unknowingly create the space for you to finally hear your own heart beating again. And your heart has so much to say. It says you are worthy of being chosen, not occasionally, not halfway, not when it is convenient, but fully, openly, consistently. It says you deserve a bond that does not vanish into silence whenever truth approaches. It says you deserve to feel safe in love. And heaven agrees. So do not fear what has gone quiet. If they were meant to walk beside you now, they would be here, in presence, not memory. And if life brings them back later, it will be with clarity, not confusion. But whether they return or not, your path remains blessed. Because this journey is not about losing someone, it is about finding yourself more fully than ever before. The silence has become a refining fire, burning away self-doubt, burning away dependency, burning away the belief that you must earn what should come naturally. In its place, something radiant rises: self-respect, self-love, self-trust. And Archangel Michael stands guard over this awakening, shielding you from slipping back into old patterns where your heart felt unseen. He reminds you, the right people will cherish your presence, not disappear from it. The right soul will speak truth instead of hiding from connection. The right love will stay steady even when life feels uncertain. So breathe, soften, let your heart loosen its grip on what it once clung to. God's timing is not always loud. Sometimes it whispers through pauses. Sometimes it guides you through closed doors. Sometimes it protects you through silence. And even in this moment, you are being guided toward brighter chapters, chapters filled with clarity, with sincerity, with mutual love. Let peace begin where longing once lived. Let your spirit rest instead of reaching. Let your worth rise quietly within you. And as you walk forward, carry this blessing like a soft lantern inside your heart. I do not chase what fades into silence. I trust what flows with truth and warmth. My heart is guided. My soul is protected. My life is unfolding in divine alignment. And remember, always, you are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. Archangel Michael walks beside you. Heaven surrounds you. Love holds you gently even now. And the silence that once frightened you has become your sacred turning point. You are guided. You are protected. And you are endlessly, quietly, beautifully loved. Sit with this moment a little longer, as though your soul has finally found a place to rest. Because there is still a blessing hidden gently within this quiet unfolding. Archangel Michael remains with you, silent yet strong, like a guardian made of dawn light, watching over your heart with patient compassion. You have walked through a valley of silence and emerged softer, clearer, wiser. That alone is a miracle. This journey has shown you that love must begin within, not as arrogance, but as understanding. Understanding that your presence is meaningful, that your emotions are valid, that your heart deserves peace. And now, you no longer reach outward in desperation. You reach inward for grounding. This is spiritual stability, a blessing earned quietly through prayer, reflection, and courage. Archangel Michael whispers, "You are no longer asking, 'Why are they not speaking to me?' Instead, your soul now asks, 'Does this silence protect my peace?' And the answer is often yes. Because if their absence creates calm rather than chaos, if their silence brings clarity rather than confusion, then heaven has gently removed what was not aligned. Not as punishment, not as loss, but as protection. You are being prepared for a higher frequency of love, a quieter, truer, more spiritually aligned love, where communication is open, where presence is intentional, where honesty is the foundation, not the exception. No guessing, no tension, no waiting to be worthy, just connection, soft and real. And so, as you move forward, your spirit begins to blossom into calm acceptance. You bless the past without clinging to it. You bless the silence without fearing it. You bless yourself without hesitation. This is healing. The person who is not talking to you is no longer your anchor, because you have found your grounding in God, in faith, in inner stillness. And when love returns in its rightful form, you will welcome it not from emptiness, but from fullness, not from longing, but from peace. Archangel Michael smiles upon your spirit, for you are learning the quiet art of surrender. Surrender not as defeat, but as alignment. You are saying, softly, humbly, what is meant for me will recognize me. What is meant for me will speak truthfully. What is meant for me will stay. And heaven honors that trust. The silence that once weighed heavy now floats gently around you like soft air after rain, purifying, healing, clarifying. And so your journey continues, but now you walk lighter. Your heart carries less fear. Your mind carries less doubt. Your soul carries more peace. Let this final blessing settle into you. I release what does not rise with me. I welcome what aligns with peace. My heart is open, but protected. My spirit trusts, but remains grounded. My path unfolds under divine guidance. I am worthy of sincere connection, of mutual love, of soul-level truth. And I do not chase what is unsure, for I trust that what is meant will always find me without force. Carry this with grace. Know that Archangel Michael walks beside you, that heaven supports you, that love surrounds you in every unseen way. And remember, silence did not end your story. It rewrote it in the language of peace. You are guided. You are protected. You are cherished beyond measure. And you are, always, deeply, endlessly loved. Remain here for a quiet moment more, as if your soul is slowly learning how to breathe in peace. There is a softer truth still arriving, like morning light spilling gently across the earth. Archangel Michael stands near you, silent and steadfast, a guardian of clarity, allowing your heart to finally understand what it once feared to see. This silence has become a turning point, a moment where you no longer wait for someone else's voice to reassure you that you matter, because you have discovered a deeper assurance, one that flows from the divine itself. You now know, your presence is meaningful, your love is sincere, your spirit is rare, and such a soul is not meant to exist in uncertainty. Archangel Michael whispers gently, sometimes heaven protects your destiny by allowing distance where closeness would have wounded you slowly. And though your heart once searched for reasons, for closure, for explanation, now you are learning to rest instead of chase. For if they were meant to walk beside you now, they would meet you with open words, with steady presence, with courage. And if they do not, you do not crumble, you do not break. You simply bow to the wisdom of God's timing. This silence is not emptiness. It is restructuring, rearranging emotions, rebalancing energy, realigning your path. And you, gentle soul, are learning to stand within this quiet space without losing yourself. You no longer measure your worth by who stays or who goes. Instead, you honor your heart for its sincerity. You honor your tears for their honesty. You honor your journey for its courage. And in doing so, your spirit becomes whole again. Archangel Michael protects this new awareness, like a flame cupped gently against the wind. For you have found what so many seek, inner steadiness. And from that steadiness comes a new kind of love, not desperate, not fearful, not uncertain, but peaceful, reciprocal, true. And when it arrives, you will recognize it because it will not rush you. It will not confuse you. It will not disappear into silence. It will sit beside you with honesty. It will speak with openness. It will stay with devotion. Until that day, trust the process. Trust the pauses. Trust the distance. Trust the unfolding. For everything is being woven together in ways you cannot yet see. Your spirit is being refined. Your heart is being protected. Your path is being guided. And heaven smiles softly, because you are beginning to walk in quiet confidence. Not loud, not proud, just grounded, in faith, in peace, in truth. Let this blessing settle over your soul like gentle rain. I trust the journey I cannot fully see. What is meant for me is already guided toward me. My heart is safe. My spirit is strong. My life is unfolding in divine order. And I am worthy of love that speaks, stays, and honors my soul. Carry this truth gently forward. Archangel Michael remains beside you, watchful, calm, unwavering, shielding your heart, guarding your peace, guiding your steps. And through every silence, through every unknown, through every unanswered moment, you are never abandoned. You are never unseen. You are never unloved. You are guided. You are protected. You are held in the heart of God. And always, quietly, endlessly, you are loved. Stay with this stillness, as though your heart has stepped into a quiet sanctuary of light, where nothing is rushed and nothing is forced. There is one more gentle thread of truth that your soul is ready to receive. Archangel Michael remains with you, calm and unwavering, a guardian presence who has watched every step of this journey through silence. He has seen the moments you questioned yourself, the nights you wondered what you did wrong, the tears that never reached your voice. And with great tenderness, he assures you, you did not fail. You did not lack. You did not lose. You simply outgrew what could not yet honor the depth of your heart. Sometimes, silence enters your life not as rejection, but as release. Release from waiting for what will not bloom. Release from gripping what does not ground you. Release from shrinking to fit within uncertainty. And in that release, your soul is freed. You begin to see how much of yourself you once gave away while calling it love. You begin to notice how often you ignored your own inner voice just to keep the peace. And now, in this sacred pause, your spirit has returned home to its own center. Archangel Michael watches quietly as you reclaim your calm, your self-respect, your quiet power. He whispers, "This silence has protected your future. For there are blessings ahead that require a peaceful heart, a grounded spirit, a mind no longer clouded by emotional uncertainty." And so heaven cleared the path, not to leave you empty, but to prepare you for fullness. Because ahead of you lies a chapter where love is mutual, and communication is open, and presence is unwavering. Where you no longer read between the lines, because everything is spoken clearly. Where your heart is not an afterthought, but a priority. And when that arrives, you will understand why this silence was necessary. But until then, you walk gently forward, carrying the wisdom you have earned. You now know that love cannot be chased without losing yourself. Connection cannot be forced without cracking your peace. And your worth does not depend on whether anyone else recognizes it. You now stand on steady ground, soft, calm, rooted in faith. And Archangel Michael continues to surround you with protection, so that no confusion may enter your spirit. Let this final truth sink deeply into your heart: the silence of another does not define you, but the way you rise from it reveals your strength. And you have risen with grace. Now breathe deeply. Let your shoulders drop. Let peace replace what worry once held. Speak this blessing softly: I thank the silence for what it taught me. I release the past with tenderness. I trust what is coming, for it is guided by love. My heart is whole. My spirit is steady. My life unfolds in divine timing. And I am worthy of the love that remains. Carry these words like light within you, for you are not forgotten. You are not alone. You are not unseen. Archangel Michael walks beside you. Heaven watches over you. Peace now dwells within you. And beyond every silence, love continues, quiet, eternal, and ever present. You are guided. You are protected. And you are forever, unconditionally, deeply loved. Stay gently with this moment, as though the whole universe has slowed its breathing just to walk beside you. There is still a final whisper resting softly in the silence. Archangel Michael remains close, not above you, not beyond you, but beside your heart like a calm and faithful companion. You have traveled far through your own emotions. You have walked through doubt, through longing, through quiet ache, and now you stand at the edge of understanding. What once felt confusing has turned into clarity. What once felt heavy has turned into wisdom. What once felt like loss has become awakening. Because this silence has done something sacred. It has brought you home to yourself. You no longer look outward for constant reassurance. You no longer place your peace into another person's hands. You no longer wait for someone else's voice to tell you that you matter. You know now. Your heart has become its own sanctuary. And Archangel Michael watches with quiet grace as your soul rests in this newfound calm. He whispers gently, "What is meant for you cannot be taken. What is not meant for you cannot be forced. And what is divine will always arrive in peace." You do not need to chase what disappears. You do not need to cling to what grows distant. You do not need to fear what was never aligned. For your journey is protected by hands unseen. And in that protection, some people step back. Some connections close. Some conversations end before your heart was ready. But heaven was. Because the divine sees what your eyes cannot yet see, the future moments where you will smile again, love again, trust again, without the weight of uncertainty. And so this silence became a bridge, leading you from longing into peace, from attachment into acceptance, from worry into faith. You did not lose. You transformed. And the person who stopped speaking helped awaken a deeper truth within you, that your spirit is stronger than you once believed, that your heart is wiser than you realized, that your worth was never in question. Now, you step forward with softness, not hardened, not closed, but gently guarded by self-respect. You will still love. You will still hope. You will still open your heart, but now you do so with balance and trust in God's timing. And one day, without effort, without striving, without searching, a connection will arrive that does not waver. It will meet your soul with tenderness. It will honor your depth. It will speak where silence once lived. You will not doubt it. You will not chase it. You will simply recognize it, because peace will be its language. Until then, you are invited to simply rest. Rest in your spirit. Rest in your growth. Rest in the divine love that has carried you through every quiet moment. Let this blessing be the gentle closing of this chapter. I am grateful for what has shaped me. I release what is not aligned. I open my heart to what is true. I walk forward in peace, in trust, in faith. My life is guided. My future is blessed. My heart is safe. And know this, always, Archangel Michael walks beside you. Heaven surrounds you. Light goes before you, and even in silence, especially in silence, you are never without love. You are guided, you are protected, and you are forever, quietly, deeply, eternally loved. Stay quietly here, as though your soul is listening not with ears, but with the deep stillness of the heart. There is one last blessing unfolding gently from this silence. Archangel Michael remains near you, like a pillar of calm light, steady and protective, watching over the soft places within your spirit. You have journeyed through longing, through questioning, through release, and now you stand in a tender space of peace. This silence that once felt like absence has become a companion of truth. You now understand that not every voice is meant to stay forever, and not every connection is meant to last beyond its season. And that is not tragedy, it is divine choreography. For heaven does not remove what is meant to nourish you. It only ever clears what might have kept you from your fullest becoming. Archangel Michael whispers softly, you were never meant to bend yourself to fit within someone else's uncertainty. Your spirit was designed to stand in light, not shadows. And now, slowly, gently, you have stepped out from waiting into wholeness. You are no longer asking why they fell silent. Instead, you are thanking life for guiding you toward clarity. The silence has softened your heart but strengthened your soul. You have learned to listen inward instead of chasing outward. You have learned that closure is not always spoken. Sometimes it is felt as peace settling quietly in your chest. And now, you are ready to move forward with grace. Not because you no longer care, but because you now love yourself enough to honor your peace. This is the quiet victory of the Spirit. Archangel Michael wraps you in calm radiance and blesses your path ahead. There will be new conversations, new connections, new beginnings. And they will not repeat the old patterns. For you will walk differently now, not in fear, not in longing, but in faith. Faith that what is meant will recognize you, will stand beside you, will speak instead of disappear. And when real love finds you, as it surely will, you will not be surprised. You will simply smile, because your soul will whisper, this is what peace felt like all along. Until then, let your heart rest in divine timing. Let your spirit stay open, yet protected. Let your journey unfold without hurry. Breathe in this final blessing. I release the silence with gratitude. I bless the past with peace. I welcome the future with trust. One am whole. I am guided. I am loved. And I walk forward without fear. Carry these words gently within your heart. For Archangel Michael continues beside you, watchful, calm, and faithful, guarding your steps, protecting your peace, strengthening your spirit. And always remember, silence did not weaken you. It awakened you. It did not end your story. It shaped your soul. And now you continue forward, wrapped in grace, anchored in faith, surrounded by love that never leaves. You are guided. You are protected. And you are forever, beautifully, eternally loved. Remain here in this gentle quiet, as though the world has softened just enough for your soul to hear itself. There is still a final echo of comfort and knowing whispering through this silence. Archangel Michael stands beside you still, not as a distant guardian, but as a faithful presence, honoring the depth of what you have walked through. You have traveled from confusion into clarity, from longing into release, from waiting into peace. And now, you stand upon sacred ground, the place where acceptance meets trust. The person who is not speaking to you has simply become part of a completed lesson, not erased, not condemned, just, complete. Their silence was a sentence in the larger story of your becoming, and that sentence has now been read. You no longer carry weight in your chest when you think of them. You no longer search for hidden meanings. You no longer hold your breath waiting for their return. Instead, you breathe, fully, softly, completely. Archangel Michael whispers, what once hurt has now healed. What once confused has now cleared. What once felt like loss has now become wisdom. And though your heart once trembled in uncertainty, it now rests in divine steadiness. This is what growth feels like: quiet, humble, undeniable. You have learned that love cannot be earned through effort alone. It must be mutual. It must be grounded. It must be willing to speak. And if it does not, you now have the strength to step back without hardening, without closing, without bitterness. Because you trust that God's hand is upon your journey. And when heaven guides, nothing truly meant for you will pass you by. The silence you endured became a sacred teacher. It showed you that your worth is not fragile. It showed you that your heart can survive uncertainty and still remain open. It showed you that you are stronger than your fears. And now, you walk forward lighter than before, as though your soul has finally put down what it was never meant to carry. Archangel Michael blesses this new chapter, where peace feels natural, where faith feels steady, where love, when it arrives, will stand beside you without hesitation. No chasing, no waiting, no wondering, just presence. And you, soft, humble, open, will simply receive it, as a gift, not a pursuit. Let this blessing close the circle gently. I honor my journey. I trust divine timing. I welcome love that speaks truth and stays with peace. My heart is open, but protected. My soul is calm, but awake. My path is blessed, and I am never alone. And know this as absolute truth: Archangel Michael will continue beside you, guardian of your peace, protector of your heart, witness to your unfolding. And the silence that once felt like emptiness has now become holy space filled with divine love. You are guided. You are protected. You are seen by heaven itself. And you are, now and always, beautifully, quietly, eternally loved. Stay in this tender stillness a little longer, as though your soul knows that there is one final whisper still waiting to land gently within your heart. Archangel Michael remains beside you, not fading, not leaving, but standing in calm light, a quiet guardian of everything you have learned. You have traveled through the valley of silence and emerged with sacred understanding. And now, there is nothing left to fear, because silence no longer feels like rejection. It feels like protection. It no longer feels like loss. It feels like direction. It no longer feels like emptiness. It feels like space for truth to breathe. The person who is not talking to you may appear in your memory sometimes, but now, they are only a gentle echo, not a wound. You hold no resentment. You carry no bitterness. You simply understand. You understand that every soul moves according to its own readiness, its own lessons, its own pace. And you are forever, deeply, eternally loved. Let us arrive here together, at the gentle closing of this journey, where silence becomes peace and your heart finally rests. The path has been long, tender, transformational, and through every step, Archangel Michael has remained beside you, quiet, unwavering, luminous, a guardian of your becoming. Now the lesson is whole. You see it clearly. Silence was never meant to break you. It was meant to awaken you to your worth, awaken you to your strength, awaken you to the truth that your soul is far too sacred to live in uncertainty. The person who is not speaking to you was part of your journey, but not the end of it. They were a chapter, not the story. And you, gentle spirit, have learned to turn the page. You no longer search for answers in places that have gone quiet. You no longer wait at doors that remain closed. You no longer tie your value to another person's presence. Because now you know, your worth is eternal. Your heart is radiant. Your spirit is guided. Archangel Michael blesses this realization with a quiet smile. He whispers, "You have done beautifully. You have honored your emotions. You have allowed yourself to feel, and yet you did not drown. You chose peace. You chose faith. You chose yourself. And that choice has opened the way for new light to enter your life. Ahead of you lie conversations that will not disappear, connections that will not crumble, love that will not hide, love that is steady, love that speaks truth, love that arrives gently and remains willingly. And when it comes, you will not question it. You will recognize it by the calm it brings. For peace is the language of real love. Until that day, you simply walk forward, not searching, not chasing, but trusting. Trusting the divine. Trusting the unfolding. Trusting the gentle rhythm of your own heart. Your spirit is now anchored in stillness. You have grown into someone who can hold love without losing self. And that is grace. Let this final blessing rest upon your soul like a soft closing sigh of serenity. I honor the silence. I cherish the lesson. I choose peace. I trust my path. I trust divine timing. I trust that what is meant will arrive with truth and stay with love. My heart is whole. My spirit is guided. My life is blessed. And as you continue forward, remember always, Archangel Michael walks beside you. Heaven surrounds you. Light goes before you in every step you take. And nothing, not silence, not distance, not unanswered moments, can ever diminish the love that holds you. This is your closing truth. You are guided. You are protected. You are safe. And you are, now and always, quietly, tenderly, eternally loved. And you are forever, deeply, eternally loved. Let us arrive here together, at the gentle closing of this journey, where silence becomes peace and your heart finally rests. The path has been long, tender, transformational, and through every step, Archangel Michael has remained beside you, quiet, unwavering, luminous, a guardian of your becoming. Now the lesson is whole. You see it clearly. Silence was never meant to break you. It was meant to awaken you to your worth, awaken you to your strength. Awaken you to the truth that your soul is far too sacred to live in uncertainty. The person who is not speaking to you was part of your journey, but not the end of it. They were a chapter, not the story. And you, gentle spirit, have learned to turn the page. You no longer search for answers in places that have gone quiet. You no longer wait at doors that remain closed. You no longer tie your value to another person's presence. Because now you know, your worth is eternal. Your heart is radiant. Your spirit is guided. Archangel Michael blesses this realization with a quiet smile. He whispers, "You have done beautifully. You have honored your emotions. You have allowed yourself to feel, and yet you did not drown. You chose peace. You chose faith. You chose yourself. And that choice has opened the way for new light to enter your life. Ahead of you lie conversations that will not disappear, connections that will not crumble. Love that will not hide. Love that is steady. Love that speaks truth. Love that arrives gently and remains willingly. And when it comes, you will not question it. You will recognize it by the calm it brings. For peace is the language of real love. Until that day, you simply walk forward, not searching, not chasing, but trusting. Trusting the divine. Trusting the unfolding. Trusting the gentle rhythm of your own heart. Your spirit is now anchored in stillness. You have grown into someone who can hold love without losing self. And that is grace. Let this final blessing rest upon your soul like a soft closing sigh of serenity. I honor the silence. I cherish the lesson. I choose peace. I trust my path. I trust divine timing. I trust that what is meant will arrive with truth and stay with love. My heart is whole. My spirit is guided. My life is blessed. And as you continue forward, remember always, Archangel Michael walks beside you. Heaven surrounds you. Light goes before you in every step you take. And nothing, not silence, not distance, not unanswered moments, can ever diminish the love that holds you. This is your closing truth. You are guided. You are protected. You are safe. And you are, now and always, quietly, tenderly, eternally loved.